In a world of power and intrigue, one woman reigned supreme, Cleopatra, the last pharaoh of Egypt. She was more than just a ruler. She was a force of nature, a woman who defied the norms of her time. Her reign was not merely a passing phase in Egypt's long history, but a period of prosperity and growth. Cleopatra was not just a queen, she was a scholar, a diplomat, a naval commander, and a linguist who spoke 9 languages. Her intelligence was as captivating as her beauty, making her one of the most compelling figures of her time. Cleopatra's charisma was legendary, ensnaring the hearts of powerful men and the loyalty of her people. She was a formidable woman who knew the power of alliances. She formed strategic partnerships to protect her throne and her kingdom, most famously with Julius Caesar and Mark Antony of Rome. These alliances were not just political maneuvers. They were calculated moves in a game of power where the stakes were as high as they could get. But her relationship with Rome was a complex one. To some, she was a queen, a symbol of strength and resilience. To others, she was a seductress who used her charm to manipulate Rome's most powerful men. Yet, despite the controversy, Cleopatra's influence on Rome was undeniable. She was a woman who commanded respect, even in a society dominated by men. Cleopatra's reign was a time of prosperity for Egypt. She implemented policies that promoted agriculture, trade, and arts. Under her rule, Egypt became a major power in the Mediterranean, a testament to her strategic acumen and leadership. But before she became the last pharaoh, Cleopatra was a young girl with a destiny she was yet to discover. Her story is a tale of ambition, power, and survival. It's a story that continues to captivate us even today, thousands of years after her reign. Because Cleopatra was not just a queen, she was and remains an icon. Born into royalty, Cleopatra was destined for greatness from the start. In the heart of ancient Alexandria, she was the 3rd child of Pharaoh Ptolemy XII. From her birth in 69 BCE, her life was steeped in power, intrigue, and the intricate politics of an empire. Cleopatra's early education was nothing short of impressive. As a princess, she was given the resources to learn and grow. She was tutored by the finest scholars in the world, who instilled in her a deep appreciation for the arts, science, and philosophy. But her education wasn't limited to intellectual pursuits. She was also trained in the art of ruling, learning the nuances of diplomacy, leadership, and the intricacies of Egyptian and international politics. Unlike many women of her time, Cleopatra was multilingual, speaking at least 9 languages, which played a crucial role in her reign and her relationships with other world leaders. This, along with her charisma, wit, and political savvy, set her apart from her contemporaries and helped her navigate the treacherous waters of politics and power. At the tender age of 18, Cleopatra ascended to the throne, becoming co-ruler with her younger brother, Ptolemy XIII, who was just 10. This was a common practice in royal families of the time, designed to maintain the purity of the royal bloodline. However, this arrangement was far from harmonious. The siblings found themselves in a bitter power struggle, with Cleopatra being the more dominant and popular ruler, causing tension and leading to civil war. And so, in the midst of this familial chaos and political instability, Cleopatra, a young woman of exceptional intelligence and ambition, was thrust into the spotlight. Her early life, filled with learning, struggle, and the pursuit of power, had prepared her for the role she was to play. And so the stage was set for a reign that would forever change the course of history. In the heart of Rome, a powerful alliance was formed. A young Cleopatra, the last pharaoh of Egypt, found herself in the midst of a political hurricane. To safeguard her reign, she sought the support of one of the most influential leaders of the time, Julius Caesar. Their relationship was a fascinating blend of politics and passion. Cleopatra, with her charm and wit, captivated Caesar, who was equally enticed by her intelligence and political acumen. The alliance was not just about personal companionship, but it was also a strategic move for both parties. For Cleopatra, it was about securing her throne, and for Caesar, it was about gaining a powerful ally in the East. This alliance bore fruit in more ways than one. Cleopatra gave birth to a son, Caesarion, whom she claimed to be the offspring of Caesar. Though Caesar never officially acknowledged him, Caesarion was inextricably woven into the fabric of their intertwined political destiny. However, this alliance was not destined to last. Julius Caesar's life was abruptly ended by his assassination in the Roman Senate. His death sent shockwaves across Rome and far beyond, reaching the heart of Cleopatra in Egypt. Caesar's assassination plunged Cleopatra into a period of uncertainty. She had lost a powerful ally, and her son's claim to power was now in jeopardy. With the tides of political power shifting rapidly in Rome, Cleopatra found herself navigating treacherous waters. Yet Cleopatra was nothing if not resilient. She faced these adversities with the same determination and cunning that had initially propelled her to power. Despite the loss of Caesar, she continued to hold on to her throne, proving to the world that she was not just a queen in name, but in spirit as well. But even in the face of adversity, Cleopatra proved to be a formidable force. This was the testament of a leader who refused to be defined by her circumstances, but instead chose to shape her own destiny. And as we will see, her story was far from over. A new chapter began with Mark Antony, a chapter that would define Cleopatra's legacy. As the dust from Julius Caesar's demise settled, a new figure stepped into the limelight of Cleopatra's life: Mark Antony. He was a man of power, a co-ruler of Rome, and someone who could bolster Cleopatra's political ambitions. But their relationship wasn't just about politics. There was a deep, passionate romance that bloomed between them, a love that would be remembered throughout the ages. Mark Antony was captivated by Cleopatra's intelligence and charisma, just as Julius Caesar had been. He was a strong, powerful man, but he was helpless in the face of Cleopatra's charm. Their alliance, both political and romantic, was a remarkable one. It was a partnership of equals, two heads of state joining forces in love and ambition. Their shared dream was one of unity. They envisioned a world where Rome and Egypt were not two separate entities, but one grand empire, a fusion of cultures, ideas, and power. Together, they believed they could achieve this dream. They held lavish feasts, celebrated grand victories, and even had 3 children together. But their dream of unity was not well received by everyone. Rome was a republic, and the idea of a queen wielding so much influence, particularly a foreign queen, was not taken lightly. The Romans viewed Cleopatra as a threat to their way of life, their republic, and their power. This tension would eventually lead to a clash between Mark Antony and his co-ruler, Octavian, a clash that would have devastating consequences for both Antony and Cleopatra. Their story is one of love, ambition, and a dream of unity. It is a story that has been retold countless times, immortalizing both Cleopatra and Mark Antony in the annals of history. Yet their story is also one of tragedy, of dreams unfulfilled, and lives cut short. It serves as a stark reminder that even the most powerful can fall, that even the greatest dreams can remain just that, dreams. Yet all was not meant to be, as fate had other plans. In the end, even the mighty Cleopatra could not escape her destiny. Our tale now leads us to the Battle of Actium in 31 BCE, a naval confrontation that changed the course of history. This battle, fought between the forces of Octavian, the future Augustus Caesar, and the combined might of Cleopatra and Mark Antony, ended in a crushing defeat for our Egyptian queen and her Roman ally. Mark Antony, in despair, took his own life, believing Cleopatra had already done the same. Yet Cleopatra survived, at least initially. Her resilience and determination remained intact, but her kingdom was crumbling around her. She was captured and brought before Octavian. Rather than be paraded through Rome in chains, Cleopatra chose her own fate. Tradition tells us she ended her life by the bite of an asp, a symbol of divine royalty. With Cleopatra's demise, the era of the pharaohs came to an end. Egypt, the ancient cradle of civilization, was absorbed into the Roman Empire, marking the end of the Ptolemaic kingdom. This was a significant turning point, not only for Egypt, but for the entire Mediterranean world. Yet, Cleopatra's legacy lived on. She came to symbolize the epitome of feminine allure and power. A woman of intelligence and charm, she navigated her way through a man's world, leaving an indelible mark on history. She was more than just a queen. Cleopatra was a symbol of resistance, a beacon of her culture, and a testament to the power of ambition. Even in her fall, Cleopatra remained unforgettable. She was a woman who used her wit and will to try to preserve her kingdom. Her life was a series of bold gambles, some of which paid off, others which led to her downfall. But it was her final act, choosing her end on her own terms, that truly defined her. And so ended the reign of Cleopatra, the last pharaoh of Egypt, a woman whose name would echo through the annals of history.